If there's one thing you should know about me, though you could probably guess from my name, I'm someone who loves Speed Racer quite a bit. Whether we're talking about the original 1967 animated series, the series reboot from 1997, and of course, the 2008 live-action movie, which is also my favorite movie of all time. Alongside the theatrical release came a tie-in game on the Nintendo Wii, and a few months later on the PlayStation 2 in time for the DVD and Blu-ray release. And much like seeing the movie for the first time, here comes Speed Racer the video game by Shade Interactive, surprising me with how much I enjoyed it. And once again, it's a game that's been so much fun that I just wanted to talk about it. So with introductions out of the way, this is Speed Racer the video game, a champion in the rough.
That's over there. Boss ain't gonna like this.
Speed Racer the video game is all about driving acrobatic high-performance race cars, or as they're called in the movie, T180s, through roller coaster-like tracks at speeds over 300 miles per hour, with equal amounts of racing and car combat. The result is an exciting gameplay experience and a faithful adaptation of the movie's racing scenes. As for controls, the Wii version features motion controls, and the PS2 has a traditional controller scheme. While the driving controls themselves are very simple with gas, brakes, steering, and a boost button, it's the car fu moves that make things fun. Jumping, spinning, and shunting combined with boosting lead to a variety of offensive maneuvers, like the tail toss and hyperspin, to help you fight your way to the front of the pack and defend your lead against anyone riding your slipstream. On top of all that, there will be plenty of moments where you're performing attacks while your car is faced sideways and even backwards, but still moving forward at full speed thanks to the T180's unique steering. Your boost meter automatically fills up during normal driving, but increases quicker with car fu tricks. Boosting is crucial, but you occasionally may want to chain some attacks together and save up a few boosts instead, as 4 consecutive boosts put you in zone mode, where the speed and the colors are at their craziest. With how much of the racing focuses on the car fu tricks, I prefer playing with the Wii wheel, since the gestures for jumping and shunting really add a sense of physicality to the car combat, kind of like a neat control scheme that wouldn't feel out of place on an arcade machine. The track selection takes you through 36 tracks across 6 environments or events, 3 based on racetracks featured in the movie, and 3 unique to this game. Each is filled with miles of twists, turns, loops, boost pads, and huge ramps. There are 6 variations per event that vary in length and in either clockwise or counterclockwise directions. While each area is visually distinct with its own track elements, set pieces, and color scheme, the variations themselves blend together when played back to back. While the reuse of limited assets is clearly a side effect common among tie-in games with hard deadlines to meet, the tracks are repetitious, but still enjoyable. Speed Racer and the Mach 6 may be this game's main attraction, but there's an additional 24 drivers and cars to choose from alongside him. You have other characters from the movie, like Racer X, Trixie, Cannonball Taylor, and even Chim Chim, plus a few new drivers made for this game that fit right in. I'll speak more on this in a bit, but almost every character is fully voiced, which helps give them some personality out on the track. Each T180 is as much of a character as the drivers themselves, with their own names and colorful eccentric designs. A few of the models are reused for some characters, but the varied paint jobs help distinguish who's who on the track. If there's another quality that this game was able to faithfully adapt from the movie, it's the hyper-saturated visuals. There's not a second during gameplay that the screen isn't filled with loud colors, and I absolutely love it. While it's a shame that the game only released on standard definition consoles, what's here looks good enough as you zoom through the scenery. This also extends to the frame rate, which does a fairly good job of capturing the sense of high speeds, with some drops when the screen gets busy. There's also some stylistic slowdown that happens during gameplay, and occurs whenever car fu attacks happen to emphasize the impact, very much like the movie at certain points. I think the visuals and combat-centric racing really shine during replays, where the dynamic camera angles and the slow motion bits played back at normal speed can just be cool to watch. In the sound department, this game features music that I would describe as cinematic rush fare that fits the over-the-top nature of the gameplay and characters. Speaking of the characters, they have a lot to say during the race. Whether they're gaining on you, or on either end of slipstreaming or attacking, every race is far from silent. While most of the game's cast is portrayed by voice actors, it was great to also have the movie actors for Speed, Racer X, and Trixie reprise their roles here. The majority of this game's playtime is spent in the Championship mode, which takes place across 4 difficulty levels and increases the speed and number of opponents with each class. There are also single races, time trials, and 2-player multiplayer, but I'm just going to focus on Championships since they let you experience most of what this game has to offer. Before each Championship race, you'll see who your current allies and rivals are. Allies don't attack you, and will help you catch up to other drivers by letting you freely ride their slipstream. Each driver has an ally at the start of a championship, and other drivers will offer to team up with you, but you can also ask any driver who isn't a rival for an alliance, and they'll sometimes accept. If things aren't working out, you can break an alliance by kindly letting them know before a race, or by attacking them on the track, which I often did on accident. In a similar fashion, you'll always have a driver-specific rival, and a second rival if another driver is leading or behind you in total points. Rivals go out of their way to attack you and take the lead more often, but attacking them nets you more points. On the topic of points, while you naturally want to win races and go for the fastest lap time to earn points, you can also earn way more from car food tricks. In fact, it's possible to place last in a race but keep up in the rankings solely from playing rough. Placing in the top 3 at the end of a championship up to the end of Class 3 will unlock new drivers and tracks, and you'll have all of them unlocked by the time you reach Class 4, or Mirror Mode. As you complete the Class 4 championships, you'll unlock cheat codes to spice things up. Some are typical like a limited boost, but there's a few more interesting ones to mention. The craziest is Monster Truck Mode, which gives your car huge wheels and turns into a game of don't get flipped over for any reason, just so you can finish the race. For replay value, I recommend using the aggressive opponents, overkill, and invulnerability codes together, which makes for a fun extra challenge if you want to go back to your favorite tracks in single races. Speed Racer the video game may be a short and repetitive ride, but the entertaining gameplay, wacky characters, cool cars and tracks, sense of speed, and it's just like the movie vibes keep bringing me back for more. And considering that licensed games can sometimes be uninspired, I'm glad this one has its share of positives to avoid this fate, like the greats such as Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. As a speed racer and a racing game fan, it warms my heart that I'll always have a game to revisit whenever I want to play as my favorite demon on wheels. As always, this has been fun, and I'm already looking forward to covering another amazing racing game. So I hope you'll check out what I've got in store for next time, and thank you for watching.
Yeah, what a race.